Welcome to the Creative Dream Radio, broadcasting to you live. Welcome to the Creative Dream.
Hello, welcome to the Zimion's Global Concerns Creative Dream Live Radio. Your host, Michael. Today, I welcome everybody to come and view the Creative Dream Live Radio. As predicted from my last one, yeah, they did do the strike. And I said, yeah, those stealths they're on the way. They did it. And, yeah, it was a COVID operation and everything. So I was right, and that's what happened. So that's the first thing with today's news, yeah. And I waited a while before I do anything or saying anything. Now, things can escalate or not, I don't know. It was more of a support, and around they had a plan, yep. And I didn't know exactly what was happening, but the way they announced it, they did the stuff about the stealth bombers from the last podcast I was talking about, and everything on the news. Yeah, I just knew that something was up. They were going to do something, and they did. So that's that out of the way. Now, this is for YouTube and all social platforms. There's constant changes all the time. So you got to realize there's updates, there's things, policies, and things that are changing all the time. There's things happening on YouTube right now, if you know it or not. You notice there's a lot more ads. YouTube based on more ad revenue and click. There's now you can edit where you want your ads, or you could just let it go and try to get more ads. Now, a lot of people that love YouTube don't like seeing ads that much, but that's our revenue on YouTube. Now, that's one thing. Now, with social platforms, AI is becoming a thing. AI has been a thing, and I think it's going to be much sooner. It takes over than anything else. There's good with AI, and there's pure evil with AI. Mr. Beast, just good fellow YouTuber, super fellow YouTuber. He just announced a new AI. Now, it made a lot of my other favorite YouTubers really mad at him, like Jacksepticeye and everybody else, and I respect them. For how that AI was being developed, it's going to affect YouTubers, and Mr. Beast said he's going to change it. Now, is it for better or for worse? Because AI is tricky. You don't know what end there is good or evil. So, Jimmy, I respect you and everything. I know you have a big group. You're a bigger media than all of us out there. Definitely a lot of research, I think, with that software, and a lot of work and thinking, because it affects YouTubers. AI could take still images. AI could do. That's if you have a really naughty person on that naughty list that's going to cause problems with the software. And it's not the person that's launching the software, it's how the software is operated manually, who's using it. I think people need to, I think the law with the software has to really look at copyright and respect of things. Now, there's a lot of fair use and everything, but this is stuff that could break fair use, where we may not have fair use anymore, and they will have to lock down a lot of stuff we do on YouTube, a lot of stuff. We don't want to see that happen, because businesses, advertisements rely off certain musics that are fair used, especially here in America. There's a lot of law in other countries that don't have that, and it causes a lot of conflict on YouTube. Now, also like Japan, they're very strict with a lot of things, even fan stuff. And they could take a channel down immediately, like Toei Industries, from one which is an amazing company. I got hit because I did a Digimon video, no music, but they told me to take it down and said it was music, and there was nothing there. So that was a thing. And I said, okay, I'm not going to argue. It's their video game, not mine. But then as a fan, we want to show how much we appreciate and love the company. So, you know, this is the thing. And I'm a big fan of Bandai Namco, and all these companies that we well know for anime is locked in with that. And then Sony also owns Crunchyroll and a lot of these Konoha and stuff. And that is kind of a shock for us anime fans, but upset it a lot with Japan. But they wanted somebody with Japan, and they actually sold to Konoha sold to Sony, which is connected with a lot of our favorite animes, and then Bandai is too. So I don't know what Rose Anime is going, but that's a whole separate concept, and I'm an artist. This year we will be doing a lot more artwork. I am going to do a podcast topic on that, but I say to Mr. Beast, you're going to have a lot of other YouTubers trying to come at you now. You have to really try to fix this, Jimmy. So I hope you research um, pretty much thumbnails. I think that's what upsetted everybody. And then also, like, you're showing like a lot of other famous YouTubers um, within that. So you gotta watch because some people get upset and offended without their permission, and that's one thing. And sometimes it's the editors that you hired in that do these things too. Figure it's okay. Um, so that's one thing over another. Always ask permission first for one of us. Um, it's not like it's a React video, but React videos also get in trouble sometimes. And speaking of which, I will be changing my React videos to storytell videos. So I will be telling a story based on my characters or my life interactions, things I've been through, and things like that. So I'm breaking away from that kind of stuff because there's people that make videos of their own out there, does things, and there's YouTubers that would actually come after you if you cross the line on certain things, even if it's a big industry. So yeah, that's the last of most reacts of things that I am gonna have with that. Um, so my React videos are gonna be a daily story thing with Carnon and everything. That's gonna be changing too, and that's next time. Like I said, I'm gonna put that all on the side. But Jimmy, congrats with the new AI software. But there's a lot of work I think you need to do first before launching that thing, and it's probably already out there. You have that new stats. Your stats view is part of it and everything, but research the software. I think people are right now. People are really afraid of AI. It's out there. It's there to stay. It's the villains that would do the wrong and the harm to other YouTube channels, and it's very scary for a lot of us. I respect Mr. Beast. I respect Jacksepticeye. I know they don't. Jack don't see eye to eye. He don't like him, but I respect a lot of fellow YouTubers. But there are things that come up that can really, shock us because there's always something happening with YouTube media, and I'm not gonna even go into that. But it's so hot here. It's like, damn, it's in the hundreds today, and I also got work, and it's not a good thing. It's just a cup of coffee coming around. Um, there's so much topics I could just go on with, and that's just a thing. But I think it's amazing that Jimmy is trying to help YouTubers and do things, but sometimes it's into the with AI, it could come into the wrong directions and major problems without knowing the software. And you're training AI to do something sometimes you're not. Um, I have one on my thing on my website. I might just take that off or I switch it off, but it's pretty bad and you don't know if it's going to be doing the good thing or bad thing when you have to train it. But when you program it, it's a whole different ball field. Then you have a little control, knowing what's going on, and I think that's the thing that has to be researched. What Jimmy's trying to do. Thumbnails are a serious beast. I think, even though with the upload of your own personal image and everything, it ain't gonna cause problems. But what it's gonna cause is people that go out there and grab stuff of other people's, and those are the people that are gonna be doing the wrong and then uploading it to that kind of software. There's stuff out there already that does that, and they're taking people's stuff. Even YouTube's got something on their generatable thing. It grabs other people's work and make weird pictures and stuff and take them. So YouTube has the AI assist thing and its settings, and nobody really uses it or know about it. It's there. It's a help and assist or generate a new idea. And what it does, it makes a thumbnail, it makes a bunch of stuff. YouTube has their own little premium thing going there. And that's probably why you notice similar copies of things when people are doing stuff too. And that's the truth about that. Anyways, besides all that, hopefully Jimmy figures it out, puts it to better use, and that he is successful with it. But like I said, a lot of work and research when it comes to AI. Taking thumbnails and stuff is a serious thing. It's almost like an act against YouTubers and stuff, and anywhere that has thumbnails, because you generated or you made that picture, or even an actual artist did it, or a photographer, or people that were hired in. I'm a visual effects artist, I'm a photographer, and I understand the balance between this stuff, but there's a lot of wrong hands that would do things and take it for their own provisions because they want to make a little extra cash off their stuff. As always, I would say ask permission if it's okay. Always ask, can you take that, And then when you're reacting certain videos and stuff, well, and that's true. And then I'm kind of leaping my own loophole right now because we are going to be reacting, and well, it's not even reacting. It's just congratulating Matthew Pat. Today is about Matthew Pat, and we're congratulating Matt. And I'm going to click into it. I'm going to interact with this. So I'm just going to get this in. So here's MatPat. He is with the Congress. He is standing up for us YouTubers, and he's standing up for a lot of things. Now, what kind of effects this will have, I have no idea. But there's too many people stealing content. There's too many people affecting us content creators. And when it's fair use, no companies or anybody's understanding. But and yes, fair use is a very important what has to be done. So I agree with what Pat's doing. There has to be some stake in a law providency, or see us as fellow workers if we're not working. It's the same as a job. Now, the outcomes of things, what happens, who knows? I think Matt's doing a fantastic job standing up for us. Because there's a lot of things happening on the internet. You can't stop all these things from happening, from bad to goods. Not even AI can punch a hole through half the stuff, but they can affect a lot of people. That's another thing. AI videos is a serious problem sometimes. It's flooding the YouTube market. It's taken away from creators' use. I understand for people that can't make nothing, that have to use generatable stuff. But when they're using it to steal people's work, or they're using it to make nonsense that don't make sense at all, just to get that extra revenue, there should be category boxes. YouTube needs to get categories. YouTube needs to actually, if it's actually AI generated, or the categories have to be really seriously taken on YouTube, I think, because we're trying to connect with people that are interested in the topic, or no matter where it may be around the world, but you're randomly slapped out there to pretty much try to get new viewers, or get interest for people that are new to the subject. And that's a big thing, because you might be hitting people that may hate that stuff, and you're going to get flagged, you're going to get reported, you're going to get banned, and they may not like it. And you created this whole thing yourself, and here is isolation of false things that are coming to hit you, and you're hoping to get a good couple of views, and it backfires. And you're innocent, and you have to dispute it, you have to fight it and everything, and it causes so much mayhem sometimes. I have seen this stuff happen. I know my anime characters, here's an example, my anime characters are inspired from Marvel Comics, they're inspired from mechas, they're inspired from 80s style, but mostly Marvel, and mostly 80 retro mechas from anime, mostly Gundam, and some characters are like Robotech-like, but nothing to look alike. But there are things that are starting to look like similar to my characters and stuff. But I always say, even though I have copyright and trademark on my stuff, I say it's fan base and it's fair use. And even though it's fan base and it's my pride and joy, you don't know who's crawling around the corner to take stuff, mess with stuff. And then there's no freedom rights. I understand the artists, I understand the studios, that this is a thing, But then again, as an artist or a storyteller, you inspire off of other things on the topic of basic mission sometimes. And it's too much and nowadays I see so much rinse and repeat, I'm like, ugh. So I'm trying to come up with new ideas. I'm trying to change a lot with how things flourish with my characters, designs that are going to lock my characters, to indicate that they are my characters, even though they might resemble other characters. Because facial features and hairstyles are very serious, and also facial features and hairstyles, there's too many things that look alike, especially if it's a cartoon, especially if it's the anime or a novel-based arts of some story of a cover. It's things that really pop that nowadays are too much alike. And it's very complex for us artists to work around. Hey, I'm willing to work with Marvel. I'm willing to work with Bandai Namco, and I'm willing to work with um, multiple consoles. But my first console, I do want it on Nintendo first, because that was my first entertainment system. Even though Nintendo is getting a hard time with the new Switch 2, and people are really upset about certain things. Well, Nintendo will probably have to adjust and make some new leeway for how some of these things are going to operate. So they might have to make some adjustments to please the fans, maybe down the line. But I have respect for a lot of people and a lot of things, even studios and small guys like me. So that's the first thing. So I am really proud of MatPat, and I just want to say this shout out to him. And for so many things that have been going on the internet, hopefully fair use will stay around for a very long time. AI might be the thing that destroys it. But this is all the point of today's topic. And I'm hoping the war overseas ends, and it's not the way it's jumping out. But even in ancient histories and stuff, talks about wars like that over there, and these battles, and even for end times within the Bible and whatever belief you might have, they have things like that in stories. These type of battles have been going over in Israel for a long time. A lot of people are saying early 80s, early 70s, early 80s, more really in out. But even in the 1940s, they had wars over there. So there's a lot. There's so much going on, and I might be a little off from the years and dates, but it's been going on for a long time, and I'm hoping the wars end, because it's too much things to civilians and innocent people on both sides of the party over there facing so much tragedy, and it's terrible. It's not a good thing, you know. My prayers are with them both, you know. Violence never solves anything. It never does. Again, shout out to MatPat and all the good work he does. And Mr. Beast, I hope you can get your AI thing researched, organized as it goes. Make sure people that are not legally, make sure that when they upload the picture, make sure some kind of diagnostic or even the picture before getting approved, you know, almost like, you know, that it ain't being stolen or anything. Who knows? It needs something like that, and also make sure the picture's legitimately a photo or something. There's an idea to make sure it's an actual photograph or coming from the PC that is. Who knows? I don't know. Depending on how you program something, even though I make small platform video games or in visual effects and animations, I just hope his site looks really good. Everything looks really good. If you go on, a lot of people are going to be hypocritic about it, but I think he could get it fixed. I think it could be really good. It's just like I said, the bad influencers or certain people could take other people's stuff and try to get that clickbait in and hit off of other channels, which is that's what a lot of people are worried about. Well, it's already been going on. It's already been going on. People with AI out there, this AI stuff has already been going on. It's been going on for a while. There's a few sites that do it. There's promoting sites that do it. There are AI sites that are out there you can sign up for, and they can mimic a whole video. They can take characters. Disney's already going after this one company because they are taking Star Wars and everything. It was just reported on YouTube. This is crazy. And yeah, AI's gonna grab whatever if they're letting the, you know, do whatever it wants. And I don't know how they're operating the software because I don't see the code. I don't know the code. Only certain things, and you know, it's engineering, it's robotic engineering being placed into software for cookie tracking, being placed in for generating music, and being placed to generating images and videos, and also making photos. It was the number one thing it was programmed to do when it got online for the first time. But the original stuff was robotic engineering to actually operate robots. Now that's probably where we come up with this junky stuff, a bot. But usually bots are something created. It's actually a whole different thing. And it's in this, now it's probably getting into the same category with the AI stuff to torture us. And then there are YouTubers that just use it to pull into traffic, and it's pretty bad. You're not naturally generating practical followers, but that's YouTube, and that's also other social platforms sometimes. But all platforms are really poking at business more, and I understand is the way everything's going now, and kind of like what Matt said, it's actually a job. You're actually making yourself an employment than a business, but every company wants to make it a business thing. So it's pretty interesting, and you have the options to operate how these things are business or employment. And my channels, I have about 7 of them, and my most views is always on the classic order gameplays. And like I said, I want to change that. I think there's going to be a day fair use that's going to go down the drain. And it's going to be very terrible on a lot of users. It's coming to that point. Government's going to step in. Someone's crossing the line. I think the AI is going to help push that into the nudge hole. And it's going to be very bad because people are intending to use it for the wrong things. Even though they have a compassion, they don't mean no harm. They might be a fan, or they want to make something interesting, like most back in the day. And you don't know that you're doing wrong, but then it's gonna come and bite you in the butt. And then, like on the gaming channel, it's a fan base thing with me, and that thing there is a whole different ball field. And even just showing products, sometimes they can be harmful for your channel, even though you mean good intentions, because you could be a salesperson and you never know it, or you're making artwork and you don't know it, and then it's just these weird things out of the blue. You never know what's going to happen, and it's getting scary for me as being a YouTuber. How could I trust YouTube anymore? How can I trust myself? I mean, how do I know I'm protected? How do I know my videos ain't going to be deleted without knowing, or anything that may happen if someone might see something they don't like? You know, even if it's a major corporation and I meant no harm. And as a user, it's usually the people that are responsible for their own internet software with the fan base, or the people that are signed up to these prescriptions are responsible for the people on there. And they try to use this excuse that software it's not the software, it's the people. Well, they are responsible for what goes on their software, on their web service to the public. Because if it can harm or affect the public or hurt a company, they are more held accountable. And here YouTube said early when the Children's Act thing happened, they said they weren't accountable. But then they point the finger at Google, where I don't know what's going on there, but they both got in trouble. And it kind of hurt me in the heart because I love Google and I love YouTube. But then if you think about it, you're responsible for what's happening with your own engineering to begin with. Yes, you got radical people that will do things impossible, but if you can't catch it, then you're not at fault, but they're going to be at fault, and they won't be catched to the last minute. So that's just the thing. That's what makes it so complex. So it's not always the software's fault, but also sometimes the person. So you don't know between those type of things. So I did change subjects, yes, agreed, you guys. And that's the thing. But that's the truth. And you don't know with software nowadays. That's my whole point, and also coming into with this AI. And YouTube is an amazing place to be. It's always fun and generable. There's constant changing. People worry about their subscribers so much. Well, you gotta try to gain new ones in. Don't start blaming stuff or not understanding stuff. Try to find out the reasons or answers. Always try to connect. There was one YouTuber that had a podcast. He started losing. He had over millions of people. He knocked down about he he lost about 10,000 people. He's like, why is people leaving? Well, here it was the ads, and then him advertising, and then he turned around. Okay, I'm gonna do less of this. I'm gonna do this to Friday to Friday. We're gonna try to break it down, and I'll keep it more interested for you. There's just the little things that if people feel uncomfortable, they have the rights to leave. It's not like it's not gonna notch and hurt you. And sometimes just saying you're ready to get new subscribers, because sometimes when things switch like that, you're getting new people in too. So the algorithm, and with getting out to people, it doesn't always be a case. It's a thing that where you might be getting new people in or new views, and people are starting to realize your channel a little bit deeper, even though you've been around for years. They maybe never saw you before, and then they're spreading the word, shares, So you don't know exactly what's going on sometimes, but always ask your audience, like that one podcast guy I just mentioned that I usually watch. So that's this is the thing. Sometimes ask and they'll respond. Always want to keep their interest. Sometimes read about other comments that are taking topics, because when people sometimes leave some comments that they're interested about, you could take that and use that to a vantage point. But I'm no guru or anything. You gotta follow your heart and be yourself. You gotta figure things how your channel works. It takes years of trying to get subscribers. It takes sometimes a lot of years. Sometimes it just takes instantly. Sometimes it magically happens. It's always your titles and your thumbnails, but it's also your knowledge, and how you're going to connect with people. And I always say start with social media, family and friends first that would be interested, or find people that are interested, know how to do it. Even take business courses. Sometimes that don't work. Take ways, try to acknowledge yourself, embrace yourself. If you're sociable with people, you might connect quicker. It takes time to grow. I never say never push yourself, Sometimes you do have to take action in those ways, but anyways, that's nothing. That's enough about YouTube education and things. But like I said, it was about the AI. I'm proud of MatPat. Thank you for coming to view the Classic Order game. Well, I'm about to say my other channel. It's cool, but all I'm saying is thank you for coming to watch this, and me congratulating MatPat. I'm also congratulating Mr. Beast, because he has a good idea. It just needs a lot more work and a lot more research. Because right now he got a lot of people upset at him, and he's trying to fix everything the best he can. So AI is already doing what he's just done. So even though it announced out to millions, that's the only big difference. But that software is out there. People have been doing it for the last about 3 years already with that stuff. But I do congratulate him. But right now, he has to really research a lot of the stuff that he's doing right now, and to see that it's legally good, and it's working. And also, he's got to make sure that the thumbnails are technically the original owner's pictures, or that it is there some way to ID it, that they're not taking somebody else's work, because it's so easy to go out there and take somebody else's stuff and still re-uploaded it, because that's been going on for a while. There are AIs out there doing that stuff. Like I said, Disney's suing this one company because they're making Star Wars things and all this crazy stuff. Disney's going after them. And another thing, Disney's going after YouTube, unfortunately. Not many know about that, because they took one of their producers. This was old news, but hopefully it's resolved, because the person has a right to get a job and move forwards. It's not that I don't know what the case is there. I love Disney a lot, but it's just the fact that you can't just go out and sue somebody when they quit a job and go to another job, unless they copy exact software from Disney, or using something that really deeply infringes to begin with one of their characters or something. Then maybe yes, but Disney's Disney, YouTube's YouTube. Hopefully they can resolve this issue friendly, and also to fix issues for the future. I don't know what's going on, but I'm a big fan of everyone, and thank you for coming to view. We never know what tomorrow brings, good or bad. Right now, there's a lot of struggles on everybody, and Keep up the good work, fellow YouTubers. I rather show respect and not such negative responsibility, which a lot of people, they might be a lot more harder than me, but the fact is, we work pretty hard for our videos, and that's the whole point of it. And we don't really want people taking our thumbs and jumping them around. But the AI future, this has been going on, and every YouTuber has a right to complain and also, stand up for their channels, because that is a good thing. And also, MatPat, like I said again, I applaud you. Thank you. I overdid it. Okay, I overdid it. All right. Have a good one. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Help support the channel. And if you're a first-time viewer, you can give it a couple days, see if you like the channel. It's up to you. I never push anybody into anything. But really appreciate it if people hit that thumbs up more than anything else. And be awesome. Be amazing. Make your day bright. I know it's hard times. Keep strong, everybody, and believe in yourself. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.